Can you hear me? Well, all the rest one are ignoring. Okay, so, first of all, we will yeah. One teacher this semester. I haven't heard about this episode and this situation, so I don't know why he decided in such a way. Mhm. Nothing has changed, so everything is the same. So two groups must be, because 30 people are divided into two subgroups. So if you take into account that we have two groups, yeah, and who are learning academic English, and in total there are 30 people or more, a bit. So we have to divide into subgroups.
We currently have 24 students in group, but for
In your group, right?
yeah,
Look, in your group. And also business information or informatics, I don't know how it's correctly, but there are 5 or 6 people.
okay.
So that is why in total, two groups who are learning English for academic, we have 30 people. So that's why in the dean's office, we were told to divide you into two subgroups. So 16 people in this group. And if you have 24, right?
Yeah, but we have 4 of them that learned on double diploma in L'Aquila, Italy, and they are not attend in our lessons. And also we have one on academic mobility that also she hadn't attended lessons.
Who is it?
Academic mobility is Кордельчук Тетяна and double diploma Максим Гнатишко, Дмитро Афонін, Софія Моцик і Яна Туру.
Тобто ось що вони не ходять, да?
Ну, це тільки...
Вони зараз цей семестр навчаються в Італії.
Ну, да, але там хлопчиків якби не випустили, то вони теж онлайн, але в ці 2 семестри, другий, третій, вони будуть в Італії.
Ну ще раз, Гнатишко, Олексієнко?
Гнатишко, Афонін, Моцик і Тур. І Кордельчук на Академмобільності.
Кордельчук.
Це виходить в нас в групі, ну, загалом, хто ходить, це 19.
Може через це, що вас стало менше?
Ну, можливо. Загалом 19, плюс скільки там, 8 на бізнес-інформації, здається, було.
Ні, ну щось там в сумі, може, а чому в мене тоді 16 людей? Ми порівну ділили.
Ну, я не знаю, це з деканату нам ніхто не повідомляв цю інформацію, це просто.
Так, Курдельчук, але Віталій 4, так? Моцик Софія, правильно?
Угу. Кордельчук на академобільності, а я
Да.
не
І
знаю, як це
дивіться,
працює.
Афонін, Гнатишко, Моцик.
І я натуру.
І хто?
Я натуру.
А, вона не в нашій
Угу.
підгрупі. Угу, я зрозуміла. Так, ну я дякую, що сказали. Я запитаю у Каленченка, чого він, по-перше, так вирішив, по-друге, ну, можливо, було якесь розпорядження чи якісь там зміни, але чого до відома мене не поставили, це теж питання до нього. Окей, anyway, let's talk about your research a bit, okay?
Yep.
And so research is defined as the detailed study of something in order to discover new facts, especially in a university or scientific institution. The question to you, how is your research might be applied in real situations, real life, or in which at least fields it might be applied?
As I see, the possible ways to apply my research is to write some article and paste it to some scientific journal, and if more people could see this article, they can do some experiments or work with this research and have some success with their work. For example, mine theme is about game theory and algorithms that should be applied on several spheres in economics, finance, and or other fields. And some companies could use this article in future, for example, to plan their communicating sphere in with
Communicative sphere, okay. So as far as I understand that your research might be applied practically, right, by the companies.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay, how do you analyze the materials? Do you, I will give some examples and you choose.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn on my camera. So, do you categorize it? Do you classify it? Do you compare some resources? Do you differentiate them? Or do you do survey in the whole? Once again, categorize, classify, compare, differentiate, or do the survey?
Currently, I think it's on on stage survey in the whole, because I analyze all materials that I have and try to figure out what are necessary for my article.
Okay, and who will evaluate your research except your scientific advisor?
It could be all scientific interested in people. They could see it on my GitHub page or whatever I posted. But in real life, I think it was other teachers who analyze this research, will will analyze this research and give me recension.
Okay. So how many people should give you observation
For
list?
real, it's two teachers.
People.
Yep.
Okay. What do you want to devise, like розробити?
I would like to devise some programming applications that apply the algorithms that I provide in on simulated ринок, не знаю, як ринок.
Market.
On market of in economic field, like a company has some products, for example, notebooks. They can then can change price on these products, and after my algorithms compare all possible companies' prices, they should give better price to increase the buying value of this product.
Okay. Thank you. So, and do you have any ideas how to design the experimental part?
In technical view or in user interface view?
In technical view, so how to design your experiment and to describe it in your research?
Currently, I have the idea of we have all information about products on this company. For example, types of products that they're created and prices on all of type products is, and we have this data and sorted it and analyzing, and after that we change some prices and do simulate it again and do it many times, and after that we have changed our price to equilibrium. It's Nash equilibrium. It's like theorem, not theorem. It's like lemma that provides.
Hypothesis. It's hypothesis or not?
No, it's not hypothesis. Like a rule that said to us that this price can't be changed anymore.
I see. Okay, thank you. And we will talk today about describing approaches to data collection. Before describe something, you have to collect some data, yeah, and to analyze it. But first of all, I propose you to work with vocabulary and do this exercise. So can you see the screen here?
Yep.
So we have to choose the correct word from the pair of given words to complete sentence A and sentence B. So for A and B, correct words to choose. So the first words are research and experiment. So we have just discussed your research and your future experiment, and let's decide which of them are described in each sentence.
Okay. A careful study of something to discover new facts or information about it. I think is research.
Yes, right.
And a scientific test to study what happens and to gain new knowledge, experiment.
Okay, so evidence and findings.
Facts, science, or objects that makes you believe that something is true. Maybe it's evidence.
Yes.
And second,
So evidence, in other words, it's like facts.
yeah, information that you discover as a result of research or findings.
Right.
Third,
Hypothesis and analysis.
an idea that is based on a few known facts, but that has not yet been proved to be true. It's a hypothesis. And the
Hypothesis.
detailed study of something to understand more about it. It's analysis.
Right. So, and you have to formulate your hypothesis in your research. Have you got any idea about hypothesis, which you have to prove?
Currently, I haven't hypothesis, I think, but if it
Not
would
yet, yeah?
not yet, if it would be, I think I try into some way. For example, we have some algorithm, and our accuracy of this algorithm should be on some value, and it should depend on the previous algorithm value that we have already.
In your bachelor's work, right?
Yeah.
So your bachelor's work had hypothesis, but now you should extend your hypothesis, yes?
Yep.
Or create the new one.
Not great, but
Extend,
yeah,
yeah?
clearly extend.
Okay, let's move on. Thank you. And data and sample.
A number of people or things taken from a larger group and used in tests to provide information about the group. It's sample. And facts or information we use to find out things or to make decisions, data.
Right. So theory and practice.
A set of ideas that is intended to explain why something happened or exists. It's theory.
Yes.
And application of an idea or method through use is practice.
Okay. And is your research more theoretical or more practical? How do you think?
I think it's more theoretical because I haven't the real information about companies who can use this algorithm, because it's like a commercial secret for company, and I haven't privacy.
Okay. Thank you.
Accept.
And the last one, invention and discovery.
Learning about something that was not known before and creating something that has never been made before. Invention is B and discovery is A.
Yes. So discovery – це як щось через навчання відкрили щось, да? Ну, якийсь закон там, чи можливо, відкрили, що там якась, наприклад, може виконувати більше функцій, там щось, чи ще щось, да? Тобто це відкриття буде. А то, що створене безпосередньо, якась, от ваша, наприклад, той же application, will it be invention or discovery?
Invention.
Yes, it will be invention. So now in exercise number 3, we have to choose the correct verb.
Okay.
There are 3 examples, yeah, of verbs. And we have to choose one.
They analyze samples.
Right.
They formulate a hypothesis.
Yes, correct.
They They observe an object or an activity, maybe.
Absolutely.
They make experiments.
Conduct
Experiments.
that one.
Okay, they interpret data and findings.
Interpret, right.
Interpret. They assume conclusions.
It's like collocation in English language to say draw conclusions. Like
Okay.
collocation. And pay attention that in English language, plural forms of this hypothesis, analysis, phenomenon, data has a bit differ from rules, yeah? Typical rules endings. So hypothesis, we change E, an I into E, yes, and add ES. Also the same as analysis, we change I into E. Phenomenon, it's a singular, and phenomena will be plural. Findings is used only in plural form, and data also is used in both forms. And only verb or pronoun will show us the plural or singular form it is. This data, you see this like in singular, and these data show without S in plural, but the word itself doesn't change its form. Okay. So, and scientific quiz. What do we call a who studies physics? We have to choose these words, and maybe you know the answers.
Maybe scientist?
Yes. What do we call a scientist who studies physics?
Physiologist? I don't know.
No, physiology, it's about like more about biology. Physics.
Physics, yep.
Physics. Okay, the next one.
Which is the hottest in our solar system? Which planet is the hottest in our solar system?
Right. I know it's not from your field, but maybe in general, you know some of these.
I think except the sun, we have the nearest planet to the sun is Mercury. Maybe.
But actually, it's Venus.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Okay. So number 3.
What something means a person weighing 100 kilograms on Earth only weight 38 kilograms on Mars? What process?
Force.
What force means? Oh, okay, it's gravitation.
Yes, right.
What something makes up 70% of the sun's mass? What element makes up 70% of sun's mass?
Right.
I don't know, but maybe it's hydrogen.
Yes, hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
Right.
5. What is something called when water turns to ice? Process?
Right.
Freezing.
Yeah, sure.
What something do we use to describe the energy that food contains? Measurement. What measurement?
Measurement. It was it's number 6, right?
Yep.
Yeah, measurement, right. And what is the name of this measurement? Дівчата люблять рахувати, щоб не переїсти.
Fats.
Calories.
Calories. Okay.
Mhm.
What do we call a person who to practice medicine but not surgery?
Mhm.
Qualified.
Yes.
Yeah, qualified to practice medicine but not surgery. I don't know. Aspirant.
Doctor, just doctor,
Doctor,
we can say, or, by the way, physician. Mhm.
The next, what is another word for scientific rule?
Mhm.
Theorem or lemma or hypothesis. No, not hypothesis, but theorem or lemma or axioma.
Правило, або ми ще кажемо
Не знаю.
закон.
А,
Да? Закон такий-то, закон Ньютона, там закон
law, yep.
Да. Law.
Maybe
Okay.
we could say theorem, axiom,
Yes,
lemma,
yeah.
or rule.
Sometimes it's axiom, sometimes it's theorem, right? But in like general name, yeah, you see?
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. And now we move on to our course book. And we'll divide, sorry. We'll divide these methods, yeah, or approaches to data collection. So number 1, the scientific method is a process in which experimental observation are used to answer questions, right? And we have collocations, як я вам казала, да? Collocations to describing the stages in scientific methods. So what we analyze, we have to decide here from the box which words are appropriate for each verb.
Okay.
So what we analyze?
Analyze hypothesis and data, or
We analyze data.
yeah, mostly data.
Ми формулюємо гіпотезу або створюємо, да? Ну, формулюємо частіше всього. А вже аналізуємо, що?
Data, but we also have to analyze some hypotheses if somebody else created.
Previous one, maybe, yeah, previous. So in general, we analyze a lot. So, but if we choose from this one, so we analyze appropriate will be data.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, what we collect?
Also data.
Also data. What do we conduct or run? Also used.
An experiment.
Yes, we conduct or run. You see, can be also run an experiment. Okay, what do we define?
A hypothesis. Hypothesis.
A hypothesis or a question.
Okay.
Design.
Conclusions.
Пам'ятаєте, я вам в попередній книжці казала, там є слово для conclusions, як і do. Allocation. Наступне слово. Draw.
Yeah, okay.
Draw conclusion – це є як collocation, ну, усталене сполучення, да, яке вживається в науковому стилі для ну, саме for scientists, draw conclusion.
Okay, we can design an experiment, maybe.
Right.
Okay, draw conclusions, form a hypothesis, and
Yes.
interpret the data.
And interpret the data. Okay, and now look at these processes again and try to decide which number one is given here. Define a question. Да, визначитись з питаннями, на які ми хочемо дати відповідь в нашій науковій роботі. And what are the next stages which we structure our work on this research?
Okay. The first defines the question, second form a hypothesis. We number third we design an experiment.
Okay, right.
Collect the data, conduct an experiment, interpret the data, analyze data.
So what is first, analyze or interpret?
Interpret.
And then analyze.
Yep.
So please do remember the consequence of your stages, okay?
Yeah, okay.
You remember. And now please read this extract and check yourself whether you were right or not according to this extract, okay? And you will give me the answer.
Okay, give me a few minutes. Yep, okay. I read it.
Okay, do you see any differences between stages you proposed and stages in this extract?
Yeah, I changed some interpret and analyze and collect the data and conduct the experiment. Because I think that we all have to collect some data on which we should base our experiment, something like that. And after experiment, we have some other data that should be interpreted before we analyze it.
Of course, it's individually. Sometimes could be changed, but like in general. So all of these stages are used, yeah, but sometimes, yeah, in some cases it might be changed, for sure.
Probably my understanding of these words are differentiate from the meaning that authors give us.
Okay. Okay, the next one. We have to find the noun forms in the same extract all the verbs which are given in the box with pink color. So if you say analyze, and it's a verb, right?
Yep.
And what is the noun for this verb?
Data.
No. Noun, create the noun from the verb analyze.
Analysis.
Okay, so and do you remember the difference in plural and singular forms? Can you type me in our chart
Yep,
box?
okay. It's singular form and plural form like that.
Okay, well done. Thank you. So collect.
Collection.
What's collection. So and it's suffix shin, like
Yep.
Okay, design.
Design, it's like a verb, but it also could be like a noun.
Yeah, same form
Yep.
for a noun, right? Then explain.
Explanation.
Explanation, correct. Form.
Also the same form.
Or формування.
Formation.
Yeah, we've got here formation. No,
Yep.
form. We have form, but with different a bit
Yep,
meaning.
okay.
Yeah, and formation like формування. A form it's like форма, да, якась. One observe.
Observation.
Relate.
Relationship or relation.
Yes. Run.
Run, the same form, run.
And vary.
Variable.
Variable. Right. Yeah. Okay. And will you define the verbs which have the same meaning, the same forms in as a verb and as a noun? Will you repeat them? Choose them.
Design, form, run, and that's all.
Right. Okay, and now we will talk about a bit about types of different researches which might be differentiated according to several criterias. The first one is practical or theoretical. So that's why I asked what type of research you have. So practical and theoretical research, and you will read this short summary of the research and decide which one is this one.
Okay. Murray Gell-Mann and George Zwick proposed that particles such as protons and neutrons were not elementary particles, but instead we compose of combinations of quarks and antiquarks. Is theoretical research because we can't find it practically way, I think. The next mark and recapture models were used to measure seasonal and habitat changes in house mouse densities on subantarctic Marion Island.
Density, it's щільність.
Okay, maybe it's field experiment.
Yes, right.
The
Мишей досліджують, понятно. Ну, тут, бачите, seasonal and habitat changes, тому якщо seasonal, можна було б і лабораторно їх досліджувати, але якщо seasonal, вони мають бути в природі, правильно?
Yeah.
Мгм.
And the next, the students were carefully matched for social status, subject areas, ethnicity, education level, parental smoking, and exposure to targeted advertising.
Мгм.
It's external validity.
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 Це важливість або може бути ще як термін дії.
It's from known value. Yeah.
Внутрішнє чи зовнішнє, її застосування, да, скажімо так. А дивіться, відібрані студенти за соціальним статусом, предметом, етнічністю, рівнем навчання і курять батьки чи не курять, і контактами до незахищеності від контактами з рекламою, да, тобто яка відповідно до їх запитів. If these are students of one group, yes, there is a small context for us. Then it's internal. Ну, із групи там чи з потока, да, з одного університету відділили таких-то студентів, які потім будуть досліджувати якісь там по них питання. But if their experiment conducted in different countries, then it's external. So that's why we, even in different universities, might be external. Yeah. But
Okay.
here is a small context to understand, but you decide that it's external, right? Or internal?
Yeah, but it can be internal because we have small group of people. Yeah, maybe.
Internal, yeah, I think so. Okay, next one.
The amount of soy products that eaten by each participant was assessed and at the start of the study. During the 30 years of the study, the woman's incidence of breast cancer was recorded.
Is it descriptive or experimental study?
It's descriptive study, I think, because we have some things that we hadn't controlled.
Так, the amount of soy eaten by each participant was assessed at the start of the study. During 30 years, the women's incident of breast was recorded. Да, дивіться, це descriptive, бо вони не вносили ніяких змін в експеримент, вони просто спостерігали. Так, і вони спостерігали, відповідно, потім описали свої висновки за спостереженнями. А якби одні їли там сою, а інші їли nutritions and natural meat, да? Ну, такі дві експериментальні групи, то тоді б це було experimental. Одних би вони спостерігали, а другим коригували харчування. Відповідно, це б тоді було experimental. So that's the difference between descriptive and experimental. Якщо ми маємо дві групи і в одній вносимо якісь корективи або запропонуємо свою, да, якусь методику, то тоді це експериментальне дослідження. Якщо просто спостерігаємо і описуємо, що відбувається, тоді це descriptive. And the last one, qualitative and quantitative.
Okay. To investigate the effect of eating dark chocolate on stress levels, a blood sample was taken and the levels of stress hormones measured. After eating the chocolate, a second sample was taken and hormone levels measured again.
So qualitative or quantitative?
Maybe it's qualitative research because we have some people who taken an analysis the blood samples, but we haven't haven't much samples for quantitative research. Many samples for quantitative research.
So quantitative is кількісний,
Yep.
правильно? And qualitative is
Якісний.
якісний. And you consider it's qualitative,
Yep.
right?
Right.
Why?
As I said, because we have to take a blood samples from much people to quantitative research, to many people from quantitative research, but we can't do that.
So, and what's about your research? Is it quantitative or qualitative?
Also qualitative because I have some hypotheses and algorithms that are more quality than count.
Qualitative and quantitative. I will read you a summary of real situation. ATB markets. Do you know this?
No. Okay.
ATB.
Yeah, I know.
ATB, yeah. So, and you will tell me whether it's qualitative or quantitative, practical or theoretical. Okay?
Okay.
ATB implements electronic documents flow of legally significant documents regarding the supply of goods. The entire cycle of messengers and document flows exchange from the order to the acceptance of the goods takes place electronically. This allows you to speed up the document flow, find out errors in time and correct them. Save time and money on the purchase of paper, printing, administration, and storage of documents. So the idea, they made the document flow, документообіг, yeah, electronic.
Yep.
Okay, is it practical? This was the project which is implemented now. And is it practical or theoretical project?
It's practical projects because ATB market use it for work.
Yes, it's practical. Is it external or internal validity?
Internal validity for local area in ATB management system.
But if they look, if they work with those who supply goods and not only inside this range of markets, but also with suppliers. They also have electronic document flow.
Okay, it could be also
will
external.
it be internal or external? I don't know how to. Maybe if we speak about that, it's inside one country, that's internal, or if it's inside one company, that's internal. So we have to decide the measures of external and internal, right?
Yeah,
Then,
from this text, according to this text, I think it has both of them, because one system management document flow inside company, and other part of this system manage delivery of products.
Of goods, yeah. Okay. And qualitative or quantitative project?
Qualitative, because this text was about management systems that are only one for one company, and it's upgrade the all system of this company.
It's qualitative, right? So my cousin takes part in the development of this project, so that is why I know about it. And his position was like architecture. I don't know, business architecture. I don't know exactly. Ну, він я не знаю, яка його посада в цілому, але в цьому безпосередньому проєкті він був як архітектор, бізнес-архітектор.
Ну, це таки висока посада для, типу, коли ти розробляєш весь проєкт, всю його архітектуру і взаємозв'язки.
Наскільки я розумію, це він взагалі у нас фінансист, але вже зараз він настільки засвоїв з цим проєктом IT, тому що йому підпорядковувався IT-відділ, тобто він давав їм завдання, що розробити, який крок за кроком, що йти, то він вже розбирається там дуже гарно. So, okay, and one more. Just a second. I will stop sharing. By the way, do you remember that I have the light turning off?
Yep.
And approximately it's 12, sometimes earlier, sometimes later. But I don't know. Because yesterday was without any schedule. So like extra. Seems to me this one. Okay. So will you follow? Oh, yep. So will you follow the link? Read the abstract, only abstract, okay, of this article. And also we'll decide what type of this research, among these categories we've got in our course book. Okay, let me know when you are ready, please.
Okay. Okay, I read it, but what task we should do?
So again, we have to decide theoretical or practical, first of all.
Okay, I think it's more more practical way, but this episode was about the machine learning algorithms that could show us DDoS attacks in possible
Anyway,
way.
it's practical. Yeah, for cybersecurity, they apply
Yep.
this. Anyway, it's practical, should be practical. Okay, and what's about internal or external validity?
It's public article, because of that I think it's external validity of this.
External, yeah. It can be applied in any country, any company, yeah, and so on.
Yep.
Then it's more descriptive or experimental study.
I think it's descriptive because of we have the samples of data and analyze it after problems are created.
And whether it's qualitative or quantitative.
Also qualitative, because we have some algorithms that are successor than others, and use it for
more successful.
Yep.
Yeah.
And analyze it and use it for other for future problem solving.
Okay. Okay, and one more abstract. I will read you again, and you will tell me whether it's practical or theoretical, okay?
Okay.
In this study, we hope to develop a web-based application that will minimize all paperwork and records keeping, therefore allowing doctors and staff easy in keeping tracks of patients, reducing patients' waiting time, and increasing the number of patients served. A system that is fully automated, user-friendly, time-effective, and efficient. So whether it's practical or theoretical.
It's practical. It seems like some electronical queue and electronical manager for real medicine or clinics.
Absolutely right. Okay, and you have conducted you have done, right, the previous semester, and you have sent me the article and analysis.
Yep.
If you find this article, one of them, so again, let's analyze the abstract of your article and categorize this also.
Okay.
I found.
We have article review first about full stack web development, and the second about my research.
Study of secured full stack web development,
Yep.
right? Okay, and this and I opened here, and I opened the abstract. Just a second, I will read. Okay. So it's theoretical article or practical?
It's more theoretical because it considered to study developers who are new in
So
this sphere.
existed patterns and applications.
Yep.
And whether it's external or internal validity.
External because the instruments that are used in this article are public and anyone who want can use it.
Okay. Is it descriptive or experimental?
Descriptive because it's also public and describes some already used things.
Okay, and qualitative or quantitative?
Qualitative because we have some frameworks, for example, like Angular or ASP.NET, and some patterns MVC that we use for product applications, because we have also other frameworks like Vue or React or .NET framework or something else that also could be used in this sphere.
Okay, and one more article. Yep, you told. You mentioned, but
it was not the article, it's like a book about game theory.
It was a book about game
Yep.
theory. Okay, and you've got a short description here, right?
Yep.
And this book is has practical application or theoretical description?
More theoretical because it's like a base book for studying the game theory, and it's considered to study, to teach some students who want to figure it out in this sphere.
And it has descriptive or experimental?
Yeah, also descriptive because it's describe some things, some hypotheses and theorems that already discovered and invented.
Okay, thank you very much. And the last but not least, we will talk about future. And think about future, and in 2040, which your suggestions just which researchers will be valuable and meaningful in 2040? Consider the following areas like technologies or computers and communication devices, maybe energy production. So which researches would be interesting to discover or to investigate?
I think in near future we will have some artificial intelligence researchers that should apply on all spheres in our life. For example, we have invented the Google system to search some things in the internet, and now we have OpenAI ChatGPT. It's artificial intelligence that also could do some primitive work instead of people, and its technology on started stage, and in
Mhm.
20 years it should be updated and be more successful, do less mistakes, and and do more work, more primitive work, or not primitive work, instead of people.
I see. Okay, and several more questions about the future in general. The first, what are your 5 hopes for the future? Maybe you take notes because there are 4 questions will be.
Okay.
So the first one, 5 hopes for the future. The next one, 5 things you hate about the future. Next, 5 things you scared of the future. And 5 things you love about the future. You would love. Okay. So the first, hope. The second, hate. The third, scared of. And the fourth, would love.
Okay. It was like homework, or now?
No, we've got 15 minutes yet until the turning off. So maybe you will think it over for 7-10 minutes, and for 5 minutes we'll discuss. Okay.
Okay. Okay, I done some things.
So 5 hopes.
First, it's technological progress, technological advancement that makes life easier and more confident for people. Should I read all? Should I read all, or we talk about?
Yeah.
Okay. The second, it's increased global cooperation to address issues such as climate change and poverty. For example, we have factories that produce some fuels, and we already have some laws that can border these fuels in normal level of for living society. And the third is improved healthcare leading to longer healthy lives for all people. For example, the vaccines are improved. A few years ago was must have vaccines for hepatitis B that vaccinated the newborn people that haven't been for 10 years ago. The fourth is greater equality and fairness in all aspects of society. For example, we 100 years ago we have a Russian discriminate in America or yep, in other countries, but in nowadays we have less that, and in future I think it was more and more normalized. And the fifth, the continuation of scientific discovery and exploration leading to deeper understanding of the world and the universe. For example, we have Stephen Hawking, who invented some, not invented, but discovered some things about dark holes that no one discovered before him. And maybe in future we have to analyze this and discover more about our universe.
Okay.
The next things about I hate and scared, it's the same things, I think.
Because it has pros and cons, yeah.
Yep. The first is
About technological progress. So, will it happen one day that the machines or robots will rule people, but not vice versa?
I don't think so. It's like in film Terminator will be because the machines try to simplify our life, but not um, to do it more complicated and harder and to rule words without us. Somebody said that when robots try to go to market that haven't workplaces on factories or something or something else places, but as we see the factories also work with people, but not only with robots.
And what might be scary in global cooperation?
That was things about my hopes, but not of not of scaring, but if I
Okay, but you said that you scared of almost the same things.
no, I said that I hate and I scared the same thing that I will write
Okay,
later.
sorry. Okay, sorry. Scaring and hating another 5 things, right?
Yep.
But they are almost similar, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry for misunderstanding.
The first is
So could you name them?
okay. I formulated the first thing is increasing of use technology leading, for example, in social isolation and disconnecting people from each other because we have a lot of social networks, but it
Mm-hmm,
not provide to communicate people in real life.
mm-hmm,
The next
mm-hmm,
is environmental degradation. Um, as I said before, we have two factories who provide the less fuel um, pollution, but also uh, many factories are not illegal, and it can be uh, fatal for our planet.
mm-hmm. So as we see from the yesterday's news, and today's news,
Yep.
and the apocalypses, like we saw in a disaster films, but yesterday this disaster film came true,
Yes.
unfortunately.
It was my third um, step punct.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
The effect of climate change on the planet, like uh, rising seas levels, extreme weather
mm-hmm,
events, or global warming, uh, and
mm-hmm,
earth shakers.
mm-hmm. So the effect we are observing right now,
Yep.
because today in the morning I read the news about the earthquakes all over the world.
Yep.
Not so catastrophic, but
Yeah, it
anyway.
mostly one or two points, but it also pretty dangerous.
Mm-hmm,
The next
mm-hmm,
is the continued spread of pandemic and potential for new, more virulent disease like COVID-19, and
mm-hmm,
also we have news about one more pandemic, but I'm pretty sure it was like IPSO or something like that.
mm-hmm. Okay.
And the fifth, as you said, the potential for mixture of technologies such as the use of artificial intelligence for harmful
Mm-hmm,
purposes.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Because it seems to me that some AIs are already smarter than some of human beings
Yeah, um,
already.
I mentioned that I think that AI could used for some bad things, for example, to hack the banks
Mm-hmm.
and
Could be.
checks, but not some the AI concretely to
Mm-hmm,
do
mm-hmm,
bad things. But can
mm-hmm,
people do bad things because of AI?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, I see. Okay, so scared and hate, and what would you love about? But I'm sorry in case of interrupting our meeting because it's 3 minutes
Yeah,
left.
okay.
But hopefully, maybe they will turn off later.
Yeah, okay. I have the same five things that hopes and love because it's like good things and other like bad
Mm-hmm.
things.
Okay, they are coincide,
Yep.
right? I see. Okay, and what about energy? If you speak about the energy of the future, what energy will dominate in future?
The most
Do you think
the
in,
most
for example, 2040?
the most simple way that have the most rational way that can provide more energy than others, it's nuclear energy, but it also more dangerous for society and for weather and nature. But if people try to take it from them safety, it I think it should be more useful for humanity.
Profit. And the last one, I would like to share with you the screen also about, it's like a diagram about prediction of scientists about 2040. So here are some areas, as you see here, and the first one is energy, the second one is health, one more education, weather, transport and travel, politics, by the way, and population. So look through this diagram and which of these information would you divide between would love or hope, yeah, and hate or scare? What would you add to your list?
Okay,
To
love list it's energy, health, and education, I think. But in bad list is weather and okay, the only weather, and in love list also transport and travel.
Okay, are you surprised with the information about population that it would change? Because now China people dominate in the world, in the number, yeah, the most populated nation. And as you see from the world in 2040, it is mentioned that India overtakes. Isn't it surprising information for you?
I don't know. It's not like surprised, as I said. It's more
Predictable.
predictable or continuous, because we have more people in China and India, in more Asian people on this territory, and also it provides to more and more other people like that.
And speaking about politics, so you see, and they are like economical issues or even existence of some countries. They include in this area. So several countries cease to exist, тобто на межі існування, да? And 30% of island nations submerged underwater. So could we do anything to prevent or it's
Hello?